Right then guys, how's it going, and welcome back to a new video, and to a video I have done every year for the last few years. It is my Newcastle United keep or sell video for the upcoming 2021 season. And I have stuck with tradition as I have the backwards wrapping paper on the wall once again, and all of the Newcastle United players listed on it, including players we've seen feature this season, and maybe even a few that you might have forgotten about. We haven't had too much to be happy about on or off the pitch at the minute, so this video is just a little bit of fun. I'm sure there's players that I want to keep and you want to sell, or players that you want to keep and I want to sell. So let me know down in the comments your thoughts on any of these players. And before we do get on to the video, top line of the description, be sure to check it out. If you're a Newcastle fan, you will have definitely seen it, and you've more than likely signed it. It is a petition going around for all the Newcastle fans to get some answers from the Premier League as to why the recent Saudi takeover didn't go through. It's already got over 100,000 signatures, and Boris Johnson has very recently made comments to the Premier League asking for some answers. So as I say, if you're watching this video, if you haven't signed it yet, be sure to get your name down. If we can get a few more signatures on there, that would be fantastic. Now then, before we get on to the main portion of the players, you might have noticed I've got an extra section down here in brackets, and that is because these players are the youngsters, the prospects, the under-23s. We saw Watts make his debut right at the end of last season. Barley's just been around for a little while now, been out on loan a few times, and the reason I put them down here is because the answer is we want to keep them. I'm actually hoping, because it's a short transfer window, because we haven't had a takeover, that these players might stick around rather than going on loan, and can actually put some minutes in for the first team as well. So get me brand new green pen out and put a lovely tick through all of those players. Let's start off the main squad with the goalkeepers. So nice and easy one to start with, because we have Dubravka, who again gets a tick. For me, one of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League. I'm pretty sure he made the most saves of any goalkeeper in the Premier League, or one of. A key player to us, won the player of the season for us this season. So nice and easy tick against Dubravka. And after that, I feel like we're having the same conversation every season, because we've got Darlow, has been second choice goalkeeper for a little while now. We've got Gillespie, who has just recently come in because Rob Elliott left. Gillespie's come in to take in the new third place goalkeeper spot. And then we've got Woodman, who was our young upcoming prospect goalkeeper to take his place when the time was right. But because of the fact that Dubravka's done so well for us, we keep sending Woodman out on loan. And obviously you don't want him to be sat on the bench all season. You want him to keep getting that experience. But how long is it going to go on for before he finally says, you know what, I'm going to go and stay somewhere permanently? And he did sign an extension very recently. I think he might have one more season left on his contract. So I'd love to sign him down, and I'm going to give him a tick. But is it worth bringing him in and having him as second choice, or is this just that we're going to have this conversation next year as well? I think that's probably the most likely thing. I think Woodman will go out on loan again. It's just how long will he want to stick around for before actually getting his chance in goal. So as I say, I will give him a nice tick. And as I say, for Darlow and Gillespie, if the plan is Dubravka number 1, Darlow number 2, Gillespie number 3, Woodman 5-year extension, but you can go out on loan for another year, then I'll happily tick all 4 of them, to be honest. If that's the plan, that's the only thing that worries me about this situation is how long can we keep Woodman on the books when we aren't giving him a chance? And is it better? Look, I've got a nice blue pen as well. We could even go ahead and give Woodman a little L for a loan deal. As I say, it's just, is it more beneficial to keep sending him on loan, or do we start needing to keep him around and try to give him some game time? I think that's the conversation. Otherwise, I'm pretty happy, especially with Dubravka. As I say, if he's fit and he's in goal every week, then at least, you know, that's the main thing, and that's going very well. Switching over to the right backs, we've got three. We've got Yedlin, Kraft, and Manquillo. Obviously, Kraft is the newest member. He didn't look too great at the start of the season, if we're being honest, but we have had a few injuries in the back. He's played at centre-back a couple of times, and as I say, he's very new to the team. I am going to give him a tick. Hopefully, if he can grow a little bit more confident as he's playing more football, he will continue the way he ended the season, and we'll see less of what we saw at the start of the season. Manquillo is another player who, again, has really came through at the end of the season. He's just got himself a new 4-year deal with us, so obviously someone was impressed. So again, yes, I think he has deserved his spot at right back for us this season, so I will give him a tick as well. And then Yedlin is a funny one, to be honest, because he's very quick. He looks good at times. He can get up and down the wing. Because he's quick, he can make up for himself if he does make a mistake, which is probably one of his biggest benefits, to be honest. But he's been the lost man recently. We've not seen him at all, and when he has come on, he hasn't looked very interested, to be honest. So I do think Yedlin is on his way out. And to be honest, as much as I'm saying that Manquillo has done a good job, I think right back's a place where we could really do with strengthening, to be honest. I'm going to put a cross because he hasn't been great. I think it looks like he's on his way out. But if we aren't signing a new right back, then is it worth just having him in there as cover? It probably is. So yeah, let me know what you think about that. Switching round again to left back. Start off with Paul Dummett, which I think is a nice easy one, to be honest. I'm going to give him a nice green tick. He's had a lot of stick over the years, and I do think that has started to subside now as people have realised that he is a very decent left back for us. Yes, he doesn't get forward as much as maybe would like to see him do, or as much as other left backs do, but he's as much of a left back as he is a left-sided centre back. He's a tall lad and he's not very quick. And he does a very decent job for us there. Especially not having him at the end of the season with his injury, that he wasn't injured anymore, but we hadn't signed him to the squad or whatever went on there. I think we realised we could have done with him, to be honest. So, yes, definite green tick for Dummett. You know what, we'll switch it this way. Lazar, one of the few players we'll talk about who, again, pretty much forgot was even in our team until I seen his name. It's just a shame, really. It's a player we brought in good few years ago now, or a few years ago now. Left-sided left-back player who we thought was a left-back, but the way he played looked more like a winger. I swear he only had a couple of games, and then he was on his way out on loan to here, there, and everywhere. And we've just not heard from him. So, for whatever reason, it hasn't worked out. We obviously didn't see the potential or worth having him. So yeah, I think he's probably got a year or so left. I'm assuming he's going to spend another year on loan, and then he'll go. Now then, this one is an interesting one because Rose and Willems aren't actually our players. They were both on loan to us for the 2019-2020 season. Willems started the season for us on loan, but then very unfortunately got injured because he had been really good. And then we brought in Rose, kind of as Willems' replacement on loan from Spurs. So, it's not really, do I want to sell them? The question is more, do I want to try and sign them up for next season? In terms of how they played, Willems was brilliant. To be honest, I loved Willems. I spoke about earlier how defensively sound Dummett was. Willems wasn't so much. I think it helped when we had Willems that we were actually playing five at the back because he didn't have to be quite as defensive. He was a lot more fun to watch going forward. His assist for Matty Longstaff when he took it around two Man United players and put it in the box. his goal against Liverpool. If Newcastle were able to announce the signing of him or even another loan deal for a year for Willems, I'd be very happy to see it. So I will give him a tick. Honestly, I think the likelihood of that happening is probably quite low. Just because if Willems had finished the season for us as well as he started the season for us without any injuries, I think it's very likely that we would have instigated that buy clause or whatever was in the contract. I think because he'd been injured and it was basically broke the contract because he went back, I just don't quite see it happening, unfortunately. But I would love to see it, so I'll give him the green tick. And then Danny Rose, for me, was a little bit underwhelming. I know he had good games and he had bad games. I just think, in my head, when we brought Danny Rose in, all I was thinking was Danny Rose from Spurs, from England. That was the player I was ready to see. And whether it was confidence or fitness or whatever, we didn't quite see the same in a black and white top. He did have some good games, he did have some good moments, but he also had some poor games as well. But again, how picky can I be? As I say, if we announced Willems, I would have no problem not bringing on Rose. And to be honest, if the choice was Rose or maybe try another left back somewhere else, I think I would be inclined to take that as well. So you know what, I'm gonna give him a cross. The thing is, again, is squad depth, because looking at that right now, we don't actually have Willems. Yeah, I'd love him. It's just Dummett. Richie could play there. Clark could move over there. So if we were left with Dummett, we've done it in previous seasons. We've played Richie there, we've played Clark there. So you know what, there are substitutes for Dummett, but it would still be nice to have another actual left back in the squad. If it was Willems, I'd be over the moon. If it was Rose or nothing, then yeah, we'll bring Rose in. But as I say, I'd be more than happy to check out another loan deal or maybe just another budget left back, because that's what it's going to be. Moving on to centre backs. Now, I've spoken about this before. We've got quite a few of them, and you'd think that would mean that we'd have enough centre backs if we had an injury. It wasn't this season because somehow they all got injured. Fernandes was fantastic this season, and he has just signed a new one-year extension. He's an old guy now, been around the block, but he knows how to turn up and he knows how to defend. You know, Argentinian centre-back, can't go wrong. So I am going to give him a nice big tick. As I say, end of the season, he was pretty much the only one who was fit to play, and he did a cracking job. I'm sure he's enjoying his break right now. Moving on to Lascelles, club captain. I'm going to give him a tick as well. A few seasons ago, Lascelles was linked with everyone, 40 million this and that, and obviously he stayed, and he did have a little bit of a dip in form after that as well. But one thing that's so easy to notice is when Lascelles isn't there, especially when we were trying the whole five at the back stuff, he commands the defence, he organises the defence, and it's very easy to see when he's not there that some players don't quite know what they're doing as well as they do when he's on the pitch. So a nice tick for him as well. Moving on to these three, Shaw, Lejeune and Clark. Lejeune is injured and has been forever, so it's not very fair to comment on him, how he's done form-wise. And if you can come back in and play the way he left off alongside Lascelles, I'd be very happy to keep him. Again, when I've spoken about this in past seasons, I've been like, you know, we've got 5 centre-backs here. Do we really need all of them? And to be honest, Clark is probably the player who I've said, you know, if I was going to lose one of them, then it would probably be him. But I think that's unfair to say it this time round, because Clark hasn't played the most, but he's been very good when he does. And I think he is slightly underrated in this group. Yes, it's like Paul Dummett. Yes, Paul Dummett doesn't run and bomb down the wing. Clark doesn't necessarily pick all of the perfect passes, but he knows how to defend, and he knows how to get a goal every now and then as well. And to be honest, with how we've been doing up front, defensive goals are always welcome. So I am going to give him a tick as well. And then finally we've got Shaw. If you'd asked me this question at Christmas, or just after Christmas, February, March time, before the break really, yeah, absolutely. He'd looked really good for us. Again, he'd been linked with moves away. And then just since the return of football, he just hasn't looked great. In fairness, we did start trying him out in midfield because we had injury issues there as well, so that might not have helped him. And then he actually got injured at the end of the season himself. I think I'm going to give Shaw a nice green tick to stay. As I say, it's a one up for debate. I just think that, yes, he didn't finish the season in the greatest form, but you know, it wasn't too long ago we were probably saying he was our best centre-back. You know, he can bring the ball out, he can find the pass, he can score goals from 30 yards. You know, it's not necessarily the attributes you want for a centre-back, but I definitely think he is an asset to our team. Obviously, if he starts the season the way he finished this one, then maybe he's either not happy, he's not feeling it, who knows, he's not been fit since the return of football. You know, I've got no idea what's happening with Shaw right now, but if you can start playing again the way he did, you know, not even that long ago, 6 months ago, 8 months ago, then I'll be more than happy for him to be playing for us. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. As I say, I'm going to give him a tick, but I'm hoping that he can step it up for the return of the football. And yes, I have ticked all 5 centre-backs when we play with 2 at the back, which, as I say, seems like a bit much, but we struggled to get 1 centre-back out in our last few games of the season, so maybe it's not too bad having that many in there. Clark, in theory, you could even say, look, he can just be Dummett's backup, and if you look at it that way, we've got 4 centre-backs, so I think we've got a very good selection of players there. Let's move down this right-hand side here, since we're already looking this way. Start off nice and easy, and we'll give our man St. Max a nice tick. Dubravka, as I mentioned, 1 player of the season, but I really don't think St. Max could have been too far off. He's played outstandingly well for us. I've mentioned it before. He's the player who picks up the ball and immediately you've got some faith that we might get a shot on goal or we might go and do something. You know, our problem this season was not scoring enough goals. And a lot of the ones we did score were thanks to this man creating something. Even just running into the opposition half. When this man's on the ball, it gets you excited. So very easy to give him a tick. And then after that, we're left with some funny ones because Lazaro's not actually our player. He was another player we had in on loan this season. And then Murphy and Aarons are 2 other players that you may well have forgotten about. Both being away on loan this season. And the question is, we're giving them a chance or we're bringing them back. Murphy actually did particularly well on his loan spell away, so maybe it's time to give him a go. Again, these are the players I probably want to hear the most about, to be honest. I want to know, have you seen much of them? Do you think they're worth a shout? Out of those 3, including Lazaro, who obviously we had on loan, you know, I don't think we gave Lazaro enough game time. It was quite frustrating for me because if you look at the players we had in on loan, we've not mentioned Bentaleb yet. But obviously Willems was number 1 for me. Rose wasn't so much. We'll talk about Bentaleb in a second. But when Lazaro came on, I thought he looked good. And we just weren't playing him. So was it because St. Max was there so we didn't need him? That could well be it, to be fair. But when he did come on, I thought he looked very decent. And I suppose it's similar to the goalkeeper situation. When you've got someone like Dubravka, it's going to be hard for anyone to get in. When you've got someone like St. Max, it's going to be hard to get anyone in. What I'm going to do is I am going to put a tick next to Lazaro. The thing is, are they going to let us have him on loan again? Maybe. Are we going to put the money up to buy him? Probably not. So that's kind of where we are on that one. For me, if they announce the signing of Lazaro or even another loan deal for Lazaro, yeah, I think I'd be happy about that. Do I think it's going to happen? Probably not. And then as for these two, again, when we brought both of them, you know, Aaron's was a prospect for a long time. He looked tricky, quick, and had some spells playing in the Premier League, looking very good. And then kind of out of nowhere, he's kind of gone missing. We've not seen him for, a few seasons now. Same with Murphy, we brought him in. I remember the goal he scored against Man City. I mean, it feels like 2 seconds ago, but it was actually a long time ago, a good few years ago. Can he come back now after showing us what he's done in the Championship? And can he come in now and do that in the Premier League? I mean, if he could, I'd happily give him a tick, to be honest. But is it time to just move him on and just go to a Championship club? That's the thing. If I'm keeping Lazaro over these two, St. Max is playing, he's the backup. Are they going to get on the pitch anyway? I think what I'll do is, I think I'll start off by giving Aaron's a cross. It's a shame because, again, we've seen what he's capable of, or what he had been capable of, and we've just never really seen it again. Fair enough, it's because he's been on loan, so we've not been able to see it again. But we've loaned him for a reason, and I think the contract must be winding down now. I think maybe he's got one more year on loan somewhere else, and then he'll walk. And again with Murphy, you know, we spent a chunk of money on him. Was it 11 million? I think maybe about that. I can't remember now. 14 million. You know, it was a decent little bit of pay. And we've just not seen him, so I'm going to give him a cross then. Again, it's tough because he never looked that bad in the Prem, and then we loaned him out every year. So could he do what he did on? I don't know. Let me know what you think of them down there. I think Aaron's has had his time. Does Murphy get one last shot, or is that it? Let me know. Moving over to this side, I don't think this will take quite as long as the other side did. I am going to start off by giving Richie a tick. That's a bit of a weird tick. He's just signed a new extension. He was actually getting a little bit of stick. And the thing is with Richie, we will say every time he will work himself into the ground every single game. And to be honest, you can't ask for too much more than that. When someone's working as hard as Richie does, it's the kind of player you want in your team. But in terms of his delivery of the ball, the way he'd been playing, as hard as he was working up and down that wing, he just wasn't quite playing as well as he had been. And maybe the question was he starting to lose it? Who knows? But since the break, so maybe he just needed a bit of time off over the break, he's come back in. And he's looked much better. He's got a goal. He's been putting in the balls again. So very happy that he's got an extension. Very happy to give him a tick. And as I say, if we don't bring any left backs in, he can play anywhere up that side, and he can play anywhere. Well, maybe not right back, but he can certainly do a job in most positions on the pitch, to be honest. So utility man. He's had a great spell of form, and he will run as long or longer than anyone else will on the pitch. So nice to give him a tick. Almiron, I will give him a tick as well. We're joked on for far too long that once he gets one goal, he'll get some more. And then as it happened, he did get his goal, and he did get some more. Hoping to see potentially even more next season from Almiron. You know, if he can keep getting better every season, I'd love to see it. I think it's complemented his game that we've had a player like St. Max come in. I think they've made each other better. So yeah, very happy to give him a tick. And then we are left with Atsu. Now, again, it's a funny one because He just hasn't been great is the answer. But at the same time, he hasn't been playing. And you do need squad players. You know? I think the problem with us a lot of the time is that, and it isn't easy, it's like what I was saying over here. Like, I know Lazaro doesn't play for us, but let's pretend that he did. Okay, he was on loan. He couldn't get in the team because of St. Max. You know, so if we put the offer into Lazaro and go, look, do you want to sign for us? And he'll probably say, okay, but in my contract I want it to say that I will play 10 games or 15 games this season. And we're going to go, well, probably can't do that because we want St. Max to play all 41 of them. It's a similar situation over here. You know, we've got Atsu, who, to be honest, isn't good enough to get in our first 11. So if he's not good enough to get in the first 11 and he's sitting on the bench, or maybe even not on the bench, just training with the squad every week, is it worth having him, or should we let him move on? You know, really his third choice between Almiron and Richie, and then even after that, they'd probably put St. Max over there and play Lazaro before they'll play Atsu. So he's way down the pecking order, and I think because of that I will give him a cross. The thing that I'm just worried about is that I can't see us doing too much in the window, and I don't want to sell everyone and then have no backup. We're lucky that we've got so many centre-backs, because if we only had 2 or 3, we would have been playing Kraft and, I don't know, Rose in the centre-back. So, yeah, that's what we'll go with over there. Moving into the middle. We'll get the easy ones over and done with first. I will give Shelby a nice big tick. He's just had an extension on his contract as well, which I'm happy to see. I would say he is our best centre midfielder. Not defensively, but he knows how to pick a pass. And to be honest, we've known this about Shelby for as long as he's been here and as long as he's been around. The thing is with Shelby, he just doesn't always have a great game. He can sometimes go missing in a game, but what Shelby can do is win you a game as well. The fact that he can pick a pass out of nowhere and get a goal or score a goal himself is huge for us, especially when we have not very many efforts on goal, or especially if we're playing a top 6 side. We aren't getting very close to their goal. If Shelby can pick the ball up on a counter and put St. Max, Almiron, or whoever else on a counter, long ball over the top, whatever it is, he can pick it. And that is a huge asset for us when we're not always getting quite as close to the opposition goal as we'd like to. Next up, Hayden, another tick. Obviously, we've had a bit of trouble with Hayden in the past. I'm not sure he really wanted to stay here. He wanted to go closer to home, but he stayed. I believe he's happy now, or happier now. And he's playing pretty much every week in the Premier League. So I don't know if other teams are interested in him or not, but he knows when he's playing here that he's shown what he can do, and he's a very good player for us. I think him and Shelby complement each other well, because as I say, Shelby can sometimes wander a little bit, and Hayden can pick up the defensive duties. So yeah, very happy to obviously keep Hayden on. I don't know what his contract's doing at the minute, whether he is happy or not. I'm pretty sure he's happy. I don't know whether he was happy enough to sign an extension or anything, so we'll have to look out for that, but I know we've definitely got him at least for another year. After that, let's go to another one of our loans this season. I've got the pen out. It's quicker than anyone else, I think, for a leave, and it's Bentaleb. As I say, we had a few loan deals. We'd love to see Willems. I think Lazaro's definitely worth another year on loan, if not maybe a signing. Bentaleb isn't, I don't think. When he first came in, started off, I was thinking, you know what, he's alright. For a loan player to help boost the squad, an extra pair of legs on the pitch, I thought he looked good. You know, that changed quite quickly and ended the season very poorly. So please do not sign Bentaleb, is my... that is my overall comment for this whole video. Please don't sign Bentaleb. I think, and I'll use it to start up the next conversation, because you can see here, that is Matty Longstaff, that is Sean Longstaff. Matty Longstaff while recording this video, I have not heard has signed a contract anywhere else, but he is officially out of contract with Newcastle United. We don't 100% know. We don't 100% know what went on. Did he not want to sign? Was the money not there? Does he want to try his football somewhere else? You know, good luck to the lad and whatever he wants to do, because he's put himself in a nice position. We should have tied him down much earlier. We could have well given him more money. You know that, and that's why I'm coming onto this, because it's reported that Bentaleb's buyout on his contract after loaning him is $8.5 million and 80 grand a week. The reports are that we were offering Matty, was it 20, 25, and he's walked. If we turn around and pay Bentaleb 80 grand when we could have just given Matty the 40 that he wanted, I will be so unhappy. You know, that is just complete. But then again, as we say, we don't 100% know. You know, I'm saying that as if, you know, maybe we did offer Matty the money he wanted, but he just genuinely wants to play football somewhere else. We don't know the answer. But as I say, I will be pretty fuming if we do give Bentaleb 80 grand a week. We would put him joint highest paid, I believe, on our list. So please don't do that. But while we're on the subject of Matty, I'm going to give him a tick. This is the second message out of this video. Matty, please come back. Don't leave us. We need you. As I say, he's a man of he can do what he wants. You know, he's put himself in a great position. I'm sure he's got offers from all over the shop, and that's probably why we've not heard anything yet, because he's deciding what to do. Especially in a time like this when people don't want to pay a transfer fee, he's on a free. If you can get a nice wage somewhere, then good luck to him. But very disappointed we didn't tie him down, and I'll be even more disappointed if we sign Bentaleb as well. And then to finish off, we've got Matty's brother, Sean Longstaff, who I will also give a tick to. We did tie him down on a contract, and I'm pretty sure he was actually hoping to get his contract increased, because I think at the time he was on the fringes, then started playing a lot more games. But he has been quite injured recently, which is a shame. So I'm hoping we can get him back to fitness soon, and he can start chipping in with Shelvey and Hayden, because the last one on the list, another player that you've no doubt forgotten about, is Survey. Does anyone remember who that is? I don't. No, I do. The last time I seen Survey was when I went to West Ham away, and he scored a free kick, and I think that was probably the last time he touched the ball for Newcastle United. He's since then been out on loan. I'm pretty sure he didn't even finish that season. I think he only played a couple of games and then went out on loan. I'm pretty sure he's got a year left on his deal as well. Just another player who's going to just, I guess, go on loan for another year, pick his wages up for another year. You know, he's getting paid more than we're offering Matty. You know, it's just frustrating. But there you go. And as I say, Matty's not actually here. It's 3 centre mids. I think that's a position we could probably be looking at, to be honest. Because we've had the injury problems. We're trying to play Shaw there. You know, I can't. I would rather take my chances than get Bentaleb, and there's no way Survey's still Premier League quality, if he even was when we got him. And if we can't get Matty, we're going to have to look elsewhere. And that's the thing. We don't want to give Matty 40 grand a week or even 50 grand a week, but we're going to end up having to pay 10, 15 million for a centre mid. You know, just pay Matty the money. But anyway, we'll finish off with our strikers. So then, this is a bit of a funny one, because we've got Joe Linton, Muto. Do you remember him? That's a joke. We know who Muto is. He just never plays. We've got Carroll and we've got Gale. Carroll has just signed another 1-year extension. So I'll go off that and I'll give him a tick. Obviously there's no point in selling him after giving him an extension 2 weeks ago. But if we had let Carroll go without an extension, I would have understood. He's come in, he hasn't scored. We brought him in as an impact sub to try and give a bit of something. He hasn't managed to do it. But what's he played, like 16 games, I think it is. And he's got 8 assists. So, you know, if you can get 8 more assists next season without scoring, I think it's a bad return. He's on the pay-to-play contract, so if he does get injured, we're not losing money. He's a Geordie lad. He knows what it means to the team, and I think he'll be a big impact in the changing rooms, to be honest. I think it's probably as much of that as how much game time he actually gets. If you think about teams like Arsenal had Per Mertesacker playing until he was about 45, because he was just he was basically just like a coach. He was basically there to help with everything. And I would not be surprised if Bruce had a bit of that in mind when he gave Carroll his 1-year extension. Moving on from that, Joe Linton, I'm going to give him his tick. To be honest, if people want to argue and say they would want to get rid of him, I can't really argue back, to be honest. That's kind of the situation we're in with Joe Linton right now. But we've signed him from abroad. It's his first year in the Premier League. I think we need to give him time. You know, I know it's as much as anything else. And I think he could do with having a Carroll to try and help him out. To be honest, I don't want to bring it up, but you know, if we'd signed Rondon and Joe Linton last summer, Rondon, you play all the games. Joe Linton, when we need you, we'll bring you on. We'll try and get you adjusted. We've brought this poor lad in who doesn't speak English and just pushed him up front on his own and gone, right, can you get us 20 goals now? And he's struggled, you know. That's the thing. Gale's been injured or hasn't been there or thereabouts. Who knows what Muto's doing? And Carroll's been injured and doesn't have the energy. So we're literally looking at Joe Linton going, can you please score all the goals? By the way, we're playing 5 at the back and you're about 40 yards ahead of everyone else, you know? So it's very easy to have a go at him, but if you look at it like that, you know, anyone's going to struggle to get goals. Rondon got them because he had Perez. You know, we never replaced Perez. You know, where's our attacking midfielder to help link up? Yes, we've got Sid Max on the wing now, which is a huge help. Almiron's doing well. I think he just needs time. We're trying to play him in a position that he's not really a centre forward. You know, I think he needs someone to play with him. So, what's going to happen with that? Who knows? I mean, the big question is if someone. Well, this is the thing. If I was playing Football Manager and someone said, "Do you want 45 million for Joe Linton?" You know, we'll swap him back. Do you want the 45 million to try and buy a new striker or buy other players around the squad? You know, Mike Ashley isn't going to reinvest the money if anyone did buy him. So we're keeping him and we're going to hope that he improves next year or next season, coming season. And then we've got these two. To be honest, I've mentioned about we could do with a player here, we could do with a player there. You know, striker is the position that we need to sort out. You know, we should have done it last summer with Rondon. We didn't. This summer, we need to buy a striker. We need to buy someone who either A, can play with Joe Linton, or B, we just need an out-and-out striker up front who can play game in, game out. I know Rondon's over in China. Is he as good as he was a year ago? He's getting a little bit older now. I don't know. But obviously the big one for us is we need a striker to help Joe Linton. And the question is, can Gale do it? You know, he finished the season strong. He scored some goals. Would I lose Gale to say sell him to a championship side for 10 million and then to put that 10 million with another 10 million and buy Rondon, Callum Wilson, someone who's available and hopefully won't be extremely expensive, who we can just play every week and know can score goals in the Premier League? Then I'm sorry to say it, Gale, but yeah, I probably would. The thing is, it's harsh because he's finished the season well and he's scored some goals. And if you can do that for all 38 games, then I've got no problem sticking with Gale. Why doesn't he do it all the time? And as I say, Gale has his injury troubles as well. But, well, that's the thing. If we buy a striker and we need the money from Gale, then yes, he can go. If we are just not going to buy anyone this summer, then yes, I want to keep him. There's no point of letting him go. Some of these players, you know, are nowhere near the team, and I'm happy to let them go. If Gale is going to play like he did at the end of the season, and even if he got 5 goals for us, it's worth it. Okay, I'm gonna give Gale a tick under the assumption that he's able to stay fit and score some goals, which it's the fitness one is the problem. But as I say, let me know. Let me know what you think. As I say, if someone came in and said we're gonna give you 10 championship team who knows Gale is gonna score 30 goals, we will pay you 15 million, and Ashley was actually like, okay, I'll add 5 to 10 million to that and go out and buy, as I say, a Premier League proven striker who we know can get 10, 15 goals, then I think it's probably worth the sacrifice. But we'll give Joey another year. Hopefully Carroll can get his first goal back for a long time. And then poor old Muto, I'm going to give a cross. I mean, does he deserve a cross? I don't know, because we've not seen him. We've no idea. He could be the best player out there, but he never gets on the pitch. I'm presuming he's not, otherwise we would have been playing him. So I am going to give him a cross. I'm pretty sure he's one of the highest paid players we have as well. And again, he does not get anywhere near the team. But again, at the end of the season, why aren't we playing Muto? We've stayed up. Get him on. What can he do? Because now, I feel like I'm walking into the summer not knowing if he is any good or not. It would be nice to see a bit from him. But again, sell Muto. That's 70 grand a week. We're not having to pay him. Give it to Matty. But who knows what's going to go on with him. And that is it, guys. That is this year's keep or sell video for the upcoming 2020-21 season for Newcastle United. Obviously, it's a bit of a funny one because had a takeover gone through a couple of weeks ago, it probably would have been a much more exciting video. And I was actually going to do this last weekend. I actually mentioned to look out for a video last Sunday. It was going to be this one. But believe it or not, I didn't quite feel like making it. So I've come back, I've done it today, trying to make it a bit of fun when there's not too much to smile about at the moment. So as I say, if you have enjoyed it, be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the video. As I say, if you haven't looked at or signed the petition down in the top link of the description, be sure to do so. As I say, I've been doing this every year for the last few years, and I do always have fun doing it regardless of the circumstances. So yeah, let me know your thoughts of any of the players we've spoken about. Drop a like, subscribe, and cross your fingers that we can do something in this summer, whether it's with Ashley or somebody else, and we can push on and hopefully have a good season for the 2021 season. But that is it, guys. Thank you all for watching as always, and I'll catch you later.